Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. We are currently in the hunt for our next 5-star read. We've actually only had 2 5-star books this year, so I thought that it would be a great idea to hunt for our next 5-star read with new releases. So we're gonna be choosing from 3 different genres. We're gonna be choosing a romance book, a fiction book, and a fantasy book. I do want to give a quick shout out to the books that did make it to that list, which is literally just 2 books. So these are the 2 books that I gave 5 stars this year. I started The Voice of Tom and the new release of Ashley Poston. These 2 books, they're like the perfect books and the only books that I gave 5 stars this year. So the first book that we're going to be reading in this video is going to be It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. Y'all, look at this cute cover. This is like the perfect cover for the summer. I don't know much about this book, but I do know that this author has been very close to a 5-star. It just hasn't gotten in there, so I'm hoping that this new one will be. So I'm really crossing my fingers that this is another book that's a 5 stars, because if it is, then it's a back-to-back 5 stars because I just finished It's a Love Story. So we'll see how that happens. But without further ado, let's actually start It's a Love Story. So if you guys haven't seen my other video, this is our new kitten. Her name is Mia, and I'm still having to bottle feed her because of how young she is. So just a little update and why I'm doing this at the moment. But basically, we're about 40% through It's a Love Story, and it's okay. Like, it's not my favorite. I feel like a lot of these books kind of follow the same characters in a way where they're like writers and they need the main male character for a side quest. So I just don't feel like there's anything different with this. It's really cute, it's funny, quirky. I love the main female character. She's really funny and like I just really like her, but at the same time I just don't really feel like there's anything different. Basically, our female character, her name is Jane. Growing up, she's always been kind of like outcasted. So when she grows up, she has this mantra where it's like fake it till you'll make it, and she's trying to impress these Hollywood executives, but she faked it too much where she got caught in a lie and she needs the main male character's help to untangle that lie. So like I said, it's really funny and quirky and like it gives off all the rom-com vibes, but it's just like not something that it's new to me. Like, I've read characters like this, I've read tropes like this, the same plots, like I've read it before, so I just don't feel like it really stands out that much. So yeah, I mean, I know it's not going to be a 5-star book at all, but I'm really am enjoying it, and it's like the perfect book to read during the summer. But it's not my favorite book from this author. Like, I like summer romance much more than this book. So if you're kind of in between with this author and you're trying to read a book of hers for the first time, I definitely recommend reading summer romance. So the plan for the rest of the day is basically just finish this book because it is a really quick book. Like, it's barely 300 pages. I think I can finish it today and hopefully see where it lands. I'm like thinking that's gonna go between a 3 stars or like a 3.5. Like, something has to kind of like change, or I don't know. I really don't know what this book can do to make it a 4 stars, but I don't think it's anywhere near a 5-star. We'll see what the next book is, but I'm just gonna finish It's a Love Story and just see where this book ends up in. Finished reading It's a Love Story, and my rating still stays the same, 3 stars. There were certain things that the main female character will do and say, and by the end of it, just it kind of like irritated me. And there is a like the main conflict that happens, like I just feel like it was so unnecessary and an overreaction, if I might say. The way that she went about it with the conflict, it just gave me like a negative feeling towards her, so I just didn't really like the way that she handled the conflict. But I really did love the environment, I loved where it took place, and I loved all the side characters. I just didn't really like the female character. So even though that book was not a 5 stars, I do think that maybe one of these other 2 books is going to be, but we're actually going to be reading a fiction book, and we are going to be reading Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. Y'all, this is literally a Reese book club pick, and I usually don't really pick these books, especially when it has this sticker, just because I feel like some of them can just feel a little boring, so I don't really gravitate towards them. But we might find a new genre and a new author that we might potentially love, so I do have high hopes. It seems like this book is actually going to be a love triangle. I don't know, because basically she's already married, but she goes back to her hometown where the love of her life, the guy that she's loved since she was young, is there, and like something happens. So I don't know how this is actually going to go, so I might have spoken a little too soon. But yeah, like this tragic accident basically brings them together, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, because she's already married. I haven't seen anyone really talk about this book, so that's the reason why I picked it up, because another book that I was going to pick up was My Friends by Frederick Bachman, but I just feel like everyone's reading that at the moment, and I kind of want to give you guys a review that not everyone has already given. So yeah, let's actually start reading The Broken Country and see where it goes, and I'll update you guys once I get a little bit further ahead and see what this book is truly about, because I have no idea. Y'all, we haven't had a little like car chit chat, so I'm very excited. So I barely made a dent in Broken Country. I'm literally on page 61, and it's not because it's a bad book. It's just it's one of those books that you kind of have to have the headspace to, you know, read. It's not like those fluffy romance that you can just pick up at any point, because basically we follow our main character. Her name is Beth, and there's like a little love triangle going on between her husband and her like childhood love, like that's his, like her true love. And so it's like hard because she's happily married, she loves her kind loving husband, but at the same time she has a lot of history with the other character, and there's a lot of secrets going on that they're trying to bury from the past. There's a trial going on, a farmer got killed, no one knows who it is, they're trying to figure it out, and for some reason she's kind of tangled in that trial. It's very interesting, and I'm really enjoying it. I went on Goodreads to see what the reviews are, and it actually has extremely good reviews. It literally has a 4.3, which is kind of like, I feel like it's a pretty good rating, especially for a fiction book. Even though we are on page 60, we are getting a lot of information, which I really enjoy, and it's not a long book. It's barely 300 pages, so yeah, like we're just getting so much information. I'm very intrigued to know what happens, and you know, like this secret that we're kind of like hinting towards, and like there's a secret looming and you just know that it's there, but you know, we're not gonna get revealed what's going on just yet. But I'm very intrigued to know the past and just everything. Like it just feels very much like there's a pin and you're just waiting for it to drop, and once it drops, like everything just comes crashing down. So I'm very excited to get to that point. I don't know if it's going to be a 5-star book just yet. I really don't know, but we'll see. I do have high hopes, and I hope that this is a book that I will remember forever, and it's just one of those books that I want it to be memorable. So we'll see if that happens. The only reason why this book was not a 5-star was because of the main female character. I'm sorry, but just some of the things that she would do, her reasonings behind the actions she would do. Like, I can't excuse her actions. I can't forgive that. I just don't understand why you would do that and not just have a conversation and just kind of end things instead of going the way that she did. So I do not agree with what she did and everything that led to the main thing that happens. But there was a lot of plot twists, a lot of different scenarios that just kept my jaw open for a long time. I was shocked multiple times, and it was just a really enjoyable book. I don't know, like, this story was so good. But like I said, if it weren't because of that one thing, I would give this book a 5 stars. But it's just like, that just had to happen. Like, it's the reason why this book is written the way that it is, because of the way that she went on with that situation. Like, I don't know, like, it's kind of hard for me to explain without giving spoilers, but I would just highly recommend reading this book. It's so good. Just go into it blindly. Don't really think about it. If you want to read a fiction book, this is the perfect book for you. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of different things that happened. At the end of it though, I did give it a 4.5. I would have given it 5 stars if it weren't for that, but like I said, it just had to happen. This book was written for that main thing to have happened, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not giving it a 5 stars, but I 100% understand why people love this book so much. I will be thinking about these characters for a long time, especially the husband and her main love interest and other people that were involved in this situation. I will be thinking about them for a while. Even the girl, actually, I will be thinking about her too as well, because I just can't wrap my head around, you know, the situation. Anyways, in the beginning of this video, I did say that I was going to be reading 3 books, and one of them was going to be a fantasy, but I am not really in the mood to read a fantasy book at the moment just because they're so big. So I just don't want to commit to a fantasy when it's gonna take me a bit to read. So instead of doing a fantasy, we are going to be reading a thriller book and just try to attempt to get out of this little like slumpish mood that I have. I think that I'm starting to get out of it because of this book and reading Arrow Fire. Like, that really got me going and got me motivated to continue reading. But I don't want to get stuck with another fantasy when I am reading another fantasy at the moment, like off camera. So yeah, let's go ahead and find our next book, which is going to be a thriller. We don't know what's gonna happen, we'll see, but we are going to be reading a Frida McFadden book and just see how it goes. Death Row by Frida McFadden, and I did not realize that it was actually a short story. So it's literally only 74 pages. I did not realize that until I was like reading it, and then I started seeing the percentage going up pretty quickly, and I'm like, wait a minute, how long is this book? So yeah, that was my bad. I did not know that, but I did finish it. It was such a quick read, obviously, and it seems like it's going to be like its own little like series. So I'm interested to see how she plays on with the series and how it just like moves along. I'm guessing there's going to be different people and like their own experiences, because this one follows our main female character. Her name is Talia, and she's on death row for killing her husband. It starts off with her saying that she's innocent and she didn't do it. So then it takes place before and after the accident and everything that happens, and the ending was definitely very confusing. I went on Goodreads to see people's opinions and like what truly happened at the end, because it kind of ends abruptly. Like, you get no explanation, and it kind of leaves it to the reader to kind of figure out what happened. But yeah, I did go ahead and go into her website to see what truly happened, and what I put in my head was right. I feel a little bit smart because of that. My only complaint is I wish we would have gotten a little bit more story and just a little bit more. I don't know, by the end of it I was craving more of it, just because the concept of it was so good. Being on death row and it being like your last 24 hours, being there on the day of, and just like all these different things. Like, it was just so interesting to read. I had a lot of fun. I don't think that I'm going to rate this book just because it wasn't really a book book. It was just a little short story. If you want a quick read, something that you can like read in between books, like a filler book, highly recommend this. It's so fast paced. Don't expect much of it. It's literally only 74 pages. It's a short story, nothing more to it, no real backbones to it. So don't go into it with high expectations. Just go into it knowing that it's going to be a really fun, interesting, thrilling read. But to wrap up this video, we did not find a 5-star read. We were very close to it though, so I give that a pretty good win. And throughout this video, I did go into a little bit of a slump. I think that I'm out of it, and I think that pausing on Broken Country and reading other things and reading Air of Fire and then coming back to it, finishing it, and it just being really good really helped me a lot. And then going into this one being so short and just very entertaining really helped me with that slump. This video was definitely a win for me, I would say, because I found a really good book and I found a really good short story. So I had a great time reading these books. I did not find my 5-star, but that's okay. I think that especially where I am with how many books I've read, it's just gonna come when it comes. So I'm just happy that I read those books and kind of got out of my slump in this video. So I'll take what I can get. But that concludes today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, night, whatever time you guys are watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.